What's going on, YouTube? Just did a service call on my way home. Boy, did I have a service call that just stumped the hell out of me. Had a gas oven that was not igniting. Pretty simple stuff, right? Pretty simple stuff. Turn it on, igniter ignites. Well, of course, first I check, to make sure that she's getting proper voltage. That's simple stuff. Check the stovetop to make sure that there was, proper gas pressure coming in without checking for the pressure, manometer or whatever that is. And that was working fine. Looked at the orifices, made sure all that stuff was not clogged up down in the stove or whatever. Turn on the bake, and the element came on. I'm like, okay. So then it's the safety valve. So take the safety valve off. Check, didn't take it off, but take the things off the things off the safety valve. Check resistance. The safety valve is usually supposed to read 1.0 resistance. It was reading. What was it reading? It was reading 0.9. So I'm guessing. I'm like, okay, that seems to be fine then. So then I pull off the igniter connector, and just for shits and giggles, I check continuity, and it wasn't giving me continuity. So I'm like, what the freak? Like, it glowed, so it has to have continuity, right? So I put it back on, and I checked for amp draw. It was giving me 2.2. I looked online. It said that usually the amp draw is supposed to be between 2.7 and 3.0. So that was like, had me stumped. So I'm like, I have no idea what it could be. Everything seems fine. So I get on the apprentice group, and I ask, I tell them what all my findings are, and everybody on there says it's an igniter. That the igniter should actually. Whoa! Why is his wheel smoking like that? Ugh. Everybody in there says that the igniter is the problem. It's weak. It should be reading 3.2 amp draw. So I was like, all right, well, trust that these guys know what the heck they're doing. Head out to go get the part. My supplier doesn't even have the part. I'm like, it's an igniter. Doesn't everybody keep igniters on hand? Like thousands of these things. It's so common. So a one trip call turns into a 2-trip call, because now I have to order the part, and I have to wait for it to get here, then I have to go back out to the freaking house, which sucks. But yeah, that actually had me stumped. His tire's flat on his trailer, and it's smoking. I can smell the rubber. Oh man. And usually I would cut that out with my video editor, but I have yet to get a good video editor. But yeah, that one had me stumped today. So I think it's really important to have some kind of people you can hit up to solve a problem, help you solve a problem when you've exhausted all of your knowledge. That was just crazy to me that, I never had an igniter that glowed before when, and not open the safety valve. And it was getting hot. I felt it and everything. It was hot. And that has never happened to me before, where I had an igniter that glowed but didn't open up the safety valve. So that's where you got to make sure what amp draws you're supposed to be getting, what resistances and stuff you're supposed to be getting. What really confuses me though is when you're getting amp draw, you check your amps or you check your resistance, and it's like a little bit off. Like when I looked up online, it said 2.7. I'm getting 2.2. And I know usually the rule is plus or minus 5, sometimes plus or minus 10. I'm not sure if that's like with pressures or not, but yeah, when it's like that much of a little bit of a difference off, it kind of throws me off. And then with me not getting the continuity reading, that threw me off as well. So it was like, what the heck, man? Like, stuff like that really makes me second guess myself when I know what I'm supposed to be getting for amps, and I know what I'm supposed to be getting for resistance. You know, that point, you know, 0.1 off. You know, I'm like, it's plus or minus 5, but then you bite yourself in the butt where it's like, oh nope, you're supposed to be getting, you know, 1.0 no matter what. So I don't know, man. That had me stumped today. I'm probably gonna do 2 videos today because I'm gonna give an update on what's going on in the shop. It's pretty cool. I threw a picture up on my social media, on Twitter, on Instagram and on Facebook, of this haul that I got this week for $100. So I'm gonna give you guys a little update on that and how I got that to happen. And yeah, so as soon as I get this video editor, I'll be giving more content. Like I keep saying every time, I'll be giving more content on the daily ins and outs and, you know, tips and tricks and stuff like that. How things are ran. So yeah, that's all I got for right now. Look for that video on what's going on at the shop later, and I'll be getting back with you. Peace out.